So episode 10, and we start with the wake up of the house, and Janice comes out with "this shit ain't over." Go Janice. She says how it is, as usual. And Chloe out in the garden, still going on about her dry humping incident. Like, shut the fuck up, you wildebeest. Who cares? Shut up. And before Paul leaves the house, he decides he's going to give it a little spring clean, doing his little duties, and we see a shot of him bending over and his whole ass crack hanging out, and his gross ass tattoos. Like, what the fuck's that all about? Jenna tells us about her wax figure in Madame Tussauds, so like, that's quite a big achievement, go her. And who butts in but Farah and says, "Oh, how do I get one of those wax figures? Do I just like call them?" I don't quite think that's how it happens, and I don't even think they would waste the wax on you, so like, you can calm the fuck down about that. And the task is Stevie and Chloe Jasmine get put to the test and have to answer questions about each other. And first, Chloe Jasmine goes while Stevie is in the diary room, and everyone in the house can see him on the screen, and she has to answer questions about their relationship. Chloe and Stevie answer all these questions correctly for her round. When it comes to Stevie's round, when Chloe is in the diary room, boy does he look worried. He looks like he is about to be sentenced to death, pacing around that living room. But they won their task with one question wrong, which I'm surprised at, because they spend that much time with each other. I would have thought they would have got every question right. I have to mention, how bold are you, Big Brother, asking the question, who do you find most attractive in the house? What a way to start a little argument there. So of course that could not be let go, and after the task was over, Chloe had to bring up the subject again and ask why Stevie did not pick Jenna as the most attractive housemate, because he picked Janice, and she did not look happy about this. Like, issues or what? Well, Burl starts fishing at the fact that Farah fancies James. I'm not quite sure if she does or not. I can't really read her because she's that fake, so who knows? Does she fancy James? What are your thoughts? A point I will say is the fact that Stevie has to keep telling Chloe Jasmine that he loves her and she's the only one he has eyes for. Like, is he not protesting a little bit too much? I sense that there's something going on there, that he has to feel the need to keep telling her. Like, he's trying to cover for something. Watch this space. So what is your thoughts of Janice rolling up to the top of the stairs during the live eviction? Personally myself, I thought that was hilarious. And like sliding down the stairs again on the banister. Some people feel that she was stealing the moment, but I just think she was being funny, so. And Jenna bringing the Americans to the one side and discussing a gameplay tactic. What the fuck is that all about? Some people go in that house and say they're not playing a game, others say they are, but she just full out said she's in there to play a game and to win it, and how she's going to win it by keeping the Americans to themselves, which is causing a total house divide. And how bold is everyone being discussing nominations? What's going to happen? Now on to episode 11, and like I said, Gail has started to lose the plot. Like, she walks into the bedroom and just hits the floor because she's like, I'm in such a grumpy mood. I knew she was going to go a wee bit crazy. I should just like put money in these things, because then I might be a millionaire by now. And we have another house task. In this task, the housemates are hot dogs and have to slide down a little slide and land on a target. I thought this was a very amusing task to watch, so that was a good one, Big Brother. And the Americans won, thanks to Austin, who was only 3 sausages away from the target. What was going on there, UK? Letting us all down. Which means the Americans now rule the house. So the British flag is taken down and the American flag was raised. And because of this, they had to vote for a president. the housemates voted as a group and they decided that Scoop was going to be president, and I kind of feel like that was, he deserved that, yeah. Good choice. That's probably who I would have picked as well, because my opinion for him when he was going into the house was I did not like him, and he started to grow on me, and I actually don't mind him now. One thing he said when he was going into the house was he was going to win, and my reaction was, now I'm kind of thinking, is he going to win? I think he's definitely going to be there to the end, so that's a big game change. So now it was revealed that all the American housemates are immune from nominations this week. As Scoop was nominated president, he had to go to the diary room and select one housemate who would automatically face the public vote, and he decided to pick Chris with no second thought, which I kind of agree with, because he really isn't on the TV that much, apart from flying about in the background. So Team America then have to nominate the British housemates. The British housemates don't get to nominate this time around. As I previously had mentioned, the housemates discussing nominations, Chloe, Jasmine, Janice and James got the house in trouble for discussing nominations, and hot water was removed from the house until further notice. And as Scoop had been nominated to be president and became president, the housemates decided to have a little party, kind of a pool party. Again, we see Stevie in that gross underwear. Why he chooses to wear them, I have no idea, because he looks fucking disgusting. But obviously the pool mustn't be heated because they were all like, but I think he was just being a little bit of a baby. Because of this party, Big Brother then decided to play music into the house, and everyone got into the spirit, and even Chris joined in, surprise surprise. So maybe that was a little bit of a wake up call for him, that he was being a poor bastard, so he decided to join in with the party. In this episode, Gail discusses her baldness, and I think it touches a few of the housemates. So Austin decides he's going to shave his head. So he lets Gail shave his head. Good for him for doing it, but was that like trying to get the public on his side? Look, I've shaved my head for you, Gail. Bobby sleepwalking, getting up out of his bed, and then whose bed does he land on but Janice's? And then he picks himself up and he's like, what the fuck? Now personally myself, if I was in that house and he was sleepwalking, I'd shit myself. Somebody sleepwalking, scare the fuck out of me. Now on to episode 12, and can we just mention Chris? We've seen him again, he's on TV, we've seen him. What is going on? We're seeing, now that he's like up for a nomination, we're seeing more of him. And how much does he look like Freddy Krueger with that hat on his head? And in the garden we have Janice teaching Stevie some yoga. Whoa, is that woman flexible for the age of her? Like, I'm scared or she's going to pop a hip out or something. The Americans group nominate in private with each other and discuss who they want to face eviction from the British side of the house. And in this discussion, I think Austin does a little bit of backstabbing, suggesting that he wants James to go, which makes me think, was Fire right all along and Jana right all along? Is Austin being fake? Am I buying into his fakeness? I kind of got the impression there was a genuine friendship between him and James, and he was going to throw him under the bus, but the housemates decided to go for Gail instead. The housemates that were put up for nomination was Bobby, Chloe, Jasmine and Stevie, Gail and Chris. So again, in this season of Big Brother, we hear of kosher wine, and kosher wine seems to be the source of all evil, because sure as hell all hell breaks out again over the goddamn wine. They start having a huge scaled argument over food, who ordered what food, who's entitled to what food. Like, fuck's sake, somebody threw a goddamn KFC over the bloody wall to shut them all up. Like, and discussing the fact that starts over this, and Natasha voicing her opinion, Farah completely misses the point. And she is bringing up the fact that Natasha has brought up family. Now, the point that was raised to Farah about bringing up family was because she brings up people's family in a negative way, Natasha brought up her own family and wasn't saying anything negative about Farah's family. Natasha said that Scoop shouldn't be talking to her in that way because her own father isn't. She did not say anything like to Scoop about his father, so she missed the whole point there, and she was going, "You're bringing up family." So, like, how thick is she? She's just proven that she is, like, thick. And her point that Natasha is making her say negative things, like, what is she even on? She is on cloud fucking loop her head. And as we have face-to-face confrontation, in other seasons, this behaviour was deemed unacceptable and warnings were given out. I feel that a Big Brother is going very lightly on the punishments to Farah and should be doing a lot more because there's a lot of threatening behaviour coming from her and she doesn't seem to be getting in any trouble and getting away with it all. I personally think this was because it's getting ratings, it's getting viewings, it's good TV to watch, so Big Brother doesn't want to get rid of Farah, where if it was anyone else they would have been thrown out because they're boring. So you can break the rules as long as you're making good TV. What the fuck is going on about these bloody flip-flops for the 99p and B&M? Shut the fuck up. Calm down. Go on apeshit over a pair of flip-flops. Going to wreck the place. She's going to commit murder. She's going to go in and murder people. So there you go. There's another threat that she said that really nothing happened to her. She didn't get in any sort of trouble. If it was anyone else, bye bye.